my real love affair, if I can get back to that, was working with this wonderful group, this sail-toad family that I had joined, and putting on a race that had pageantry, it had community involvement. The themes and the crazy starts were a way for us to be super creative and be very different than any other run or race that was being held in town or almost anywhere. It was the toughest race in the Northwest, probably for all the participants, but for us it was the funnest race in the Northwest. So around 2001, we hit a point where the race had gotten so popular and so much of a community rite of spring. One of our other early sail-toads, Phil McLean, once said it was like the swallows coming back to Capistrano. Every spring they would just show up and the race grew and grew. And we started approaching 3,000 participants that were signing up. Now when we say we put on a good party at the end, we also bus in about 1,000 spectators and family members to come in and meet their runners at the finish, which is a very remote park over by Lucky Peak. And when we started getting those kind of numbers, it started getting logistically very complicated over there. So we had to start limiting the numbers. This is about the same time that we went online with our registration. So those things combined started making a third big challenge for the race to Robie Creek. You know, the first, again, as I mentioned, was surviving the race, the run. The second was surviving the party. The third now was even getting registered, because at high noon on President's Day in February every year, people would be posed like this at their computers waiting for high noon, which is when the registration always kicked off, and try to get in. And after several years of massaging our online process, it got pretty smooth, and people knew that if you weren't right there, the record filling up was 13 minutes for 2,500 entries. So it filled up fast, and then people were left out going, didn't get in. So that popularity was something that really fed my love affair. A love affair that turned into almost a marriage as the years went on, with my interest in how much we got the community involved and how much I got my own family involved. I was able to get my 4 children, my son Michael, my oldest daughter Alicia, sitting in the front row here, my middle daughter Andrea, and my youngest daughter Anna, all involved at various stages through the years, being either junior sail-toads or Alicia now, who is a full-fledged card-carrying member of the Rocky Canyon Sail-Toads. So that was special to me. But another special personal piece was my mom and dad were still back in New Jersey. And although they visited Idaho off and on, my mom was always interested. She was the most vicarious supporter of the race to Robie Creek in the country, I think, 3,000 miles away, and would ask me every spring, what's going on with that race of yours? What's the theme this year? You know, and every once in a while I'd be able to send an extra volunteer shirt to her, and she was just regular about asking me what was going on. And she didn't like being a little conservative. Well, being a lot conservative, let me put it that way. She wasn't always happy with some of the themes we had, like one year we had our big ass Easter egg hunt. And she went, oh, I don't know if I like that one.